That'll do. What else? Nah, split beans, not gonna do it. Oh, here we go. I love black beans. There we go. Let's go plant some beans. All right, so here we are in the, I'm at my home garden. We're gonna start with the pinto beans. And I got a little measuring thing here, which I've measured this. Okay, right there up to that label, about 1/4 of an inch up to that label right there. That right there is 3 ounces of pinto beans. Now, I'm doing this live. Let me show you exactly how I do it. It's so simple. And if you're not doing, this is before I do it, so you guys can see in future videos. This is my corn raised bed. This is some special corn that came from Brazil. But you see all this empty space? Unlike my other corn bed at work, my work garden, this one here I went 2 feet. And that's a lot of open space. And there is no way that I am going to leave that empty like that. I mean, that's just a waste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here. I'd say about 6 inches from the corn, and come right here about 6 inches from the corn on this side. Can you guys see that? Because these beans, as they get big, they are going to want to bush out. So I want to leave at least 6 inches. And I'm going to go 2 inches deep. Once again, you see that little knot on my finger, the second one, that is guaranteed 2 inches. I'm going to go right up to that node, right there. See that? There's your 2 inches. There's your 2 inches. All you do, you throw that in. You go like this and like that. And then I'm going to give it about 1 foot spacing. So I went there. I'm going to say that is 1 foot. And the reason why I know that is because of the spacing of my corn. So I go in the middle. Do you see where it is? And then I'll come here. I will go in the middle. That is my foot spacing. That's exactly how I know. So it's basically now is I will go in between every single corn, and there is my 1 foot spacing. I will do this whole garden bed after, but so I don't bore you guys, where else can we plant this? Let's be creative, okay? I want to show you how to be creative with, oh, here we go. See that? I just walked by it. I got all the tomato plants. All right. This is that's a golden king of Cyprus. That's the Sasha's something. Can you see that? All right, you see this space right here? This is a 1 foot spacing. Do you see right here? Can you see that? I'm not going to go directly in the middle. I'm going to come right out by the board of the raised bed. 2 inch spacing. There's our bean. Drop it in. And the other thing I would recommend too is, you know, unless you're forgetful like me, is I always come back and cover after, because I forget sometimes, you know, where I plant. So now we got this middle of the row. You see right in the middle? I poke a hole. There's my bean. And it goes. See, so now I got to do the whole thing or else I'm going to forget. The middle of this row, there's my bean. And if you're asking, oh, these beans bought from the store don't grow. Well, let me tell you something. That's where you're wrong, my friend. Beans from the grocery store that you saw, they're actually one of the best germinating beans I've ever seen, believe it or not. And there we go. So now I know that this is done, and when I'm done with the video, I will come back and I am going to plant beans all over this tomato bed. Believe me. All right, let's keep being creative. I still got to work on that project. I keep putting it off. All right, let me show you. Here's a spot that I just pluck. I've been doing this for a couple of years. Anywhere I see like these flowers that they're growing in a place I don't want them to, I throw them back here. And you can't kill these things. Yeah, I just planted this one yesterday because I was making a flower bed. But right here, let's say right here, this ground is hard, but it's okay. As long as you fluff it up a little bit. See, we'll fluff that up a little bit. Just like that. Make a 2-inch hole. Pop a bean in there. Cover it up. And I can guarantee you that in future updates, you are going to see a bean plant right there. I can promise you that. Let's keep being creative. You want to see how creative you can be? This is a big wine barrel full of chives, but I see a little open space in here. See, I'll just take out some of these weeds. There it is. Guaranteed a bean plant is going to grow from there. This here I'm not going to do because I'm going to be making some kind of raised bed here after I paint the deck. The strawberries, I've had a hard time. They look great, but I've had a hard time with these strawberries for years. And these are like 4 years old, these strawberries. All right, here's the new flower bed that I built. I also have tomatoes in it. You see this space empty? Yeah, why not? Right there. See this one? Right there. All right, so let me make it 3. So I can remember that I stopped right there. If I remember, yeah, right there. I'll put a little twig, because trust me, I can forget very easily. And guys, that is basically, these are my other 3 little raised beds. I dedicate these mostly as for my wife's, oh, somebody was harvesting lettuce today and they left the scissors out. Yeah, these are all the lettuce. These things are taking off like crazy. The beets, they're all coming up. They're doing pretty good. And all the onions. Oh, actually, let's be creative. You see this little spot right here? You throw one in there. Make a hole there, throw one in there. We'll put one in here. And guys, that's basically, that's pretty much it. That's, you know, use your imagination. Anywhere you see any pot, bare soil, you know, grow a bean. You will not regret it. And the flavor at the end of it all is amazing. So that's about it, guys. Hey, look at that. There's the Ernie's nose. It even gets an update. It's doing fantastic. And there's the Scott Head Home Aquarius. Now it's finally rebounding, but it's doing good. All right, guys, I've spoken enough. Let me do the closing, and let's head to Mark's shed. All right, we're back in Mark's shed. This is the closing of the video. Like you guys saw, I got all the beans planted. It took me about 20 minutes just walking around, like observing where could I possibly plant a bean. I mean, I've done it in the past. It's very successful. Maybe if you guys have never thought about doing it this way, going to the grocery store, simply buying, you know, a 1 pound bag of beans. Not only do you get to eat them, but you only need very little. Goes a long way with beans. And beans are very vigorous plants. They will grow almost anywhere. Shade, sun, hard soil, sand, it doesn't matter. Beans will grow anywhere. So if you have a fence that's got nothing on it, you know, dig a hole, put a bean in it, and it's going to reward you with over 100 beans. So, all right, guys, that's enough for the of the blabbing of the beans. I certainly hope you give it a try. You will not be disappointed. And remember, my knowledge is free. It's free to hit the like button, free to subscribe to this channel. It's free to share this video. So you guys have a good one. Till next time, stay safe.